So here we go. I am going to go through how to host a website on Internet Computer within a canister within your own NNS. So there's a few things out there that kind of go through the process, but it can be challenging to figure out, how to do it for the average person, maybe even the average just web designer. So I put together this PDF right here, and which I'm going to upload to um, to the Internet Computer and provide the link in the description below. And so this is so you can click on that anytime, share it with anybody, and they'll be able to go through. And it goes through step by step how to basically do get your website hosted on the Internet Computer. And I just wanted to add this video to, you know, help maybe smooth it. You may need to watch the video and look at the PDF just to get a feel for some of the things that maybe aren't even mentioned in the PDF. So hopefully this helps. So to start with, you're going to create a canister, like right over here. These are 4 different websites that I have hosted right now on Internet Computer. And so to start, you would, right here, getting started in the PDF, you would create a canister. So the bottom down here, you go to My Canisters, and you click Create Canister. And when you click Create Canister, you would enter, it's going to ask you for the name of the canister, and then when you enter the name, you're going to also have to fund that canister. So I'll just type in a name. I click next, and then right here you'd have to enter the amount of ICP that you want to fund this canister. Now you need at least 2 trillion cycles, which is roughly at the time I think it's about 0.21 ICP. So and that's needed to create it. But once it's created, it could drop below 2. Like a lot of these right here are below 2. You could see this is 1.9, 1.87. But I haven't done the calculations as far as how long that would fund the hosting. But just what it seems like off the top of my head, if you have a basic static site, informational site, um, it really wouldn't even matter, 10, 20 pages, whatever. It would, I mean, I don't know, it could last years possibly. I mean, it's so to start it, to get a canister started, you're looking at around $2, a little over $2 cost. And I mean, that could last years. I mean, I was paying, $100, $200 a year hosting. And so I've started moving my sites over to Internet Computer. I have 4 here now, and I have some others that I'm going to start moving over as well. But moving on to actually getting this done. So first you're going to create the canister. You're going to fund it, and it's going to end up in here in your My Canister section. And then you're going to, on your local machine, now I work on a Mac, so you'll have to figure this, the differences up if you work on a Windows computer. But you're going to open up, you're going to have to install through the terminal the DFX, which on your computer, the DFX basically integrates with Internet Computer and will do the, all the security protocols and everything and the moving back and forth of the information. So you're going to open up terminal, which would look something like this. If you type in, you open up your terminal here, and then you just copy. If you have a Silicon Mac, you're going to want to probably run this first to install Rosetta. And then afterwards, you're just going to copy this line right here and paste that line into right here into your Mac, and then run that. It's going to install DFX. And then once you have DFX installed, you're going to need to create a new local developer ID, which is kind of like a principal ID for your computer. to, and I'm not an internet computer code expert or anything like that. Um, so, if you have a bunch of questions about, really technical stuff, I'm not going to have the answer for you. I just figured this out um, on my own. I mean, I've developed hundreds of websites over the years. I'm kind of out of that for the most part. Retired web designer, but I know this works. I've used it to upload, like I say, at least 4 sites so far, and I'm adding to that. Um, so you're gonna install the DFX on your local computer through the terminal. Then next, you're going to create the identity for your local computer. So your local computer is going to have its own kind of identity on the as far as Internet Computer goes, and being just recognition and security and all that. So you type in, DFX identity new, and then you're going to type in whatever, like here I have cheesy guy. So you're going to type in a name, whatever you want that identity to be. And then next you're going to get the principal ID, which this is just a sample. This isn't my principal ID of what that may look like. So you're going to type in the terminal again once, DFX identity get principal, and then it's going to give you this string here, which is going to be the local identifying principal of your local computer. Okay, and that's going to be needed in the future to connect everything else. All right, and then next you'd want to create the folder structure of where you're going to put your project on your local machine. So you create a folder here, cheesy website. In that folder, you're going to place an assets folder. And within that assets folder is going to be your whole website. So the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, whatever, and image folders. So when you upload later the website, everything within this assets folder is going to be right here, is going to be uploaded. The assets folder itself, like the name assets folder, isn't going to be uploaded, but everything within that folder is going to be uploaded to the site. So the root of your site, if somebody goes to your site, they're going to hit the index file and everything within that folder. And then outside of the assets folder, within this cheesy website folder, you're going to have 2 files. You're going to have a DFX JSON file and a Canister IDs JSON file, which is going to contain your Canister ID, which tells your local computer where to put this, which canister to upload this folder to, this website. All right, so moving along, creating and linking your IDs. So here is where the different IDs begin to get linked together. So you're going to get your computer ID, your computer principal, which we did up here, right here, get principal ID, and it's going to give you this long string. So you're going to take that and you're going to go into your enter one of your canisters, which this is one of my canisters. This is an NFT Collection website that I have that I'm launching right now, actually. And you're going to click on Add Controller, and then you're going to copy that principal ID into here, and you're going to continue, and it's going to add it to this right here. It's going to add it as a controller, basically telling Internet Computer that your local machine has the authority to control or connect to that canister. All right. So next, what you're going to do is you're going to navigate through the terminal by doing CD cheesy website, navigating to that folder on your local computer. And then you're going to you're going to add your local controller ID by running the DFX wallet add controller. So now you're going to get this controller ID over here that you created. You're going to copy that and you're going to paste that in right here within the terminal. So you're going to type in DFX wallet when you navigate to that folder. Like over here, if I go to where I have my websites on my computer, which would be in 8-year gang. So right now you see I'm in 8-year gang. I'm in that folder. So from that point, I would run that dfx command, dfx wallet add controller. So I'd type in dfx wallet, what was it like this? Add controller. I think that right there, the add controller, and then I would do a space, and I would paste that controller ID, which this is actually going to be removed. That's not that's going to be changed. You couldn't do anything with that anyway. But so the DFX wallet can add controller, and then I'd paste that ID and run that, and it would then let the two computers connect in a secure way. That they have the authority and permission to actually link up. Then from there, the two JSON files that I had mentioned that are going to be in that folder structure right here. You're going to open up the JSON, the IDs one, and you're going to paste this right up here where it says this is your canister ID right here. Okay. You're going to copy that and paste that into that file and save it. And once again, this is the whole security thing of linking your file up to that canister on your computer. And so you're gonna copy that in there. You're gonna save that file, and then the JSON file, this file just tells the DFX what folder name, which is in this one it's assets, which folder name your website is going to be in that needs to be uploaded. So so everything within that folder, within that JSON file, wherever it points, if you were to name this something else, if you just name it website, you could name it website, you can name it whatever you want to, but as long as this JSON file says, tells it what folder to look for to upload, the source, as long as those match up, then you're good to go. Okay, so finally, when you're done, you want to upload your website, you would once again navigate to the folder that, example, CD cheesy website. In this case, I would navigate to my 8-year gang folder if I wanted to upload that website, or maybe I made some changes to it and I want to re-upload changes to the website. I would navigate to that folder in my terminal, and I would run this command right here, dfx deploy network IC no wallet. Now you can use, there are scenarios where you can use a wallet to upload, to the IC, but when you create your own canister, it's already funded with the cycles, so you don't need some other wallet. So this is just a way of telling DFX that that this is going to a canister that is already funded. So you type in no wallet, and so you do that to deploy your website. You do that to re-upload. You make changes, adjustments. You want to re-upload your website, and it'll give you it'll spit out a whole slew of checks, when it's uploading. And it basically, what I've noticed, it just uploads files that have changed. So if no files have changed, then it's not going to upload any. And then at the end once it's finished uploading, it'll give you a link to your canister. So you could copy that link, click on that link, and just go right to it. And and then let's see if there's anything else I'm missing here. I have some other notes in here that'll help you along the way. This is just multiple websites. The same, you may need to run this command here, dfx start clean background, if maybe for some reason dfx stopped running, and you navigate to a folder, to a new website. And I've noticed that, I think one time I had to do that. I'm not even sure why, but But otherwise, I really haven't had any issues with this whole process here. Add your local ID, canister ID. Da, da, da. I think that is about it in a nutshell. I added this at the end. I mean, if somebody wants to send me a tip, hey, I've put quite a bit of work into this. If this really helps you out, I won't stop you from sending me something. Um, so anyway, I hope this helps. One thing that I noticed that is not that you may run into is like when you on the depending on where you get your domain name. I've got mine from domain.com. I've gotten them recently. I've started getting them from Pork Bun, which is probably that would be my best recommendation because they're cheaper. Their renewal fees are cheaper, and they have a lot of things baked in there that are free that you have to pay sites. But anyway, if you buy a domain and you're pointing that domain to a canister ID, you don't want to do the masking like if you have any outbound links, because if you mask it, which basically means if somebody looks in there, if they go to houses.com and it's well, why don't I just show you the 8yg.app. This is my NFT collection here that I created. If if someone typed in 8yg app, okay, they're going to that website, but then you see how the top changes to a typical canister ID link. That's because if you used masking, then it wouldn't do that. It would still say 8yg.app. But what I've noticed is on some other websites that I've done that if you use the masking and you have an outbound link, meaning if you have a link that goes to maybe Google Maps or you have a link that goes to just some other site, it won't work properly. I'm not sure why that is, but if you take the masking off, if you just have it as a 44, what is it, 4441 redirect, 301 redirect, I forget what it is, a permanent redirect. If you have it as just a permanent um, parked site, in uh, pointed to your canister ID, then everything will work fine. But if you try to use the masking to make just so people could see that they're on that web domain, then you're going to run into issues, it seems. So I think that's about it so far. I'm moving all my stuff over to IC because it's just way cheaper. I mean, the hosting's way cheaper. It's way more, secure. You're not going to wake up in the morning and find it, someone from China hacked your site. It's got all kinds of junk on it. Um, and I mean, it's smooth. One thing I do like is that when from somebody who's built websites, many websites before, could appreciate this, but when you're working on a website, a lot of times and you upload just to see the changes on the server, you upload to a server, whether it's, it could be whatever server out there, sometimes you upload it and the changes it doesn't propagate properly, and the changes, you can't see the changes, and then it's just frustrating because you have to wait, when is it going to propagate, or you got to clear your cache and all this to see the actual changes. But one thing I've noticed about doing this on the blockchain is whenever something changes on the blockchain, that website's going to automatically reload whatever has changed. It's going to reload the page. So, which I like because that way, when you make changes, you can be assured that the viewer is going to actually see the most recent changes. You're not going to have to tell them and have this conversation like, oh, you got to refresh your cache, you got to, control F, whatever. Um, so that's something I've noticed that I like. Um, so I hope this helps. I kind of rambled through this pretty quick because I got 6 kids, a baby on the way, and I run a business and I'm kind of busy. That's why. But anyway, I hope this helps, and that's a wrap.